As a mum of two, I've gone through quite a bit of trial and error over the years when it comes to finding toys and gifts that are actually worth the money for my kids. So I thought I'd share some of the best buys and types of toys that I've found are totally worth the money so that I don't end up with a house full of junk that no one plays with come January. These are the kids' Christmas gift ideas that I think are totally worth it. First of all, something my kids use every single day, an audiobook player. There are quite a few different screen-free audio player options on the market. The two ones that really stand out for me are the Toniebox and the Yoto player. These are a fantastic screen-free way for kids to listen to books, music and podcasts independently. They're great for winding down for bedtime. They're also brilliant for any kind of quiet playtime, and the Yoto Mini is perfect for travel as well. Of course, you can also get audiobooks via streaming services such as Audible, which you can access through a device such as an Amazon Echo Dot. Just one thing on the Amazon Echo devices, I have found that the best prices for them tend to be around the Black Friday sales, but just keep an eye on the prices and make sure that you get the best possible deal that you can. Now, I personally really like the Yoto and the Toniebox because you don't need a subscription to get the content to them. Content for the Yoto player comes via Yoto cards, which are sold separately. Content for the Toniebox comes via the Tonies figures, also sold separately. So obviously there is an additional cost there. We found that over the years we've built up quite a nice little library of audio stories just from gifts at birthdays, at Christmas, and family members have given them some new ones as well. Just for complete clarity, this Toniebox was gifted to me as a PR product with no kind of pressure on me to do any specific review of it. However, I would add that we've had a Toniebox that we actually paid for years before this, so I'm quite able to give you some honest feedback on what having this product is like. We've also had the Yoto players for quite a few years now. I actually did a whole video breaking down the key differences between these two players. To give you a very brief summary, with the Toniebox, you play via characters and figures that get stuck magnetically to the top of the speaker. With the Yoto player, you insert cards into the top of the device. The Toniebox is completely screen-free, but does have lights that flash and spin round on the top. The Yoto player does have a screen, but it has this really cool, quirky, retro pixel type display, which is really fun. I would say that the Toniebox is perfect for kids aged around 1 to 7 based on the type of content and the choice and amount of content available. A lot of their content, the majority of it, is geared up at those younger ages. There is some content for kids over the age of 7, but it thins out a bit. The Yoto player also has a lot of content for younger kids, but what's good about it has additional content as well for older kids. So for example, it has the Harry Potter collection of audiobooks. Just to say though, both allow you to create customized audio books that can be played on the device. So you're not completely hemmed in by the audio that is for sale from Tonies and from Yoto. The Toniebox now has a new feature called Tony Play. This is sold separately and only works with the newer devices. This is a really fun way for kids to interact with the Toniebox, doing quizzes, treasure hunts and games. The Yoto has more options in the app that you have on your smartphone that ultimately controls the device compared to the Tonies app. For example, you can pause the Yoto player from your smartphone, which is really great if your child has fallen asleep listening to their Yoto player and you can't be bothered to get up to remove the card yourself. Which one you get really depends on the age of your child, how you feel about the selection of audio content on the different shops, the type of longevity that you want to get, and just how you feel about the look of them. Like, do you like the idea of having the clock on the Yoto player, which I have to say I do really like because it means that your child has a bedside clock. Next on my list is quite similar, but very traditional: books. Of all the things that I'm more than happy to spend my money on, books are at the very top of the list. Anything that I can do to get them excited about reading stories or non-fiction books is something that I'm more than happy to do. There are a few different books and series that my children have really been enjoying recently, so I just thought I'd highlight some of those. My children are 8 and 10. I would say these books are certainly for sort of older primary school children, but some of them may appeal to younger primary school children. And a good example of that kicking off is the Guinness Book of World Records. I just love this book. We buy it for my children every single year. They love devouring the different facts in there, all of the different types of records that people have set. They find the stories really inspiring, and it is just a great fun book. Some other books my kids have been enjoying recently from the fiction world are the Hooky series of books. There are 3 books in this series. My 10-year-old has absolutely devoured them and then read them for a second time. I think it's probably aimed at around 9 to 12-year-olds. She has absolutely loved these. Another series that my kids are loving is the Lottie Brooks series. These are by Katie Kirby, and honestly, my children just cannot get enough of these. It's about this young girl who's heading into teenagedom, and she's going through all the trials, tribulations, embarrassments that kids can completely relate to at that age. They are great fun books. The next category is STEM, creative and imaginative kits. I think any toy that stimulates imagination and creativity is a total winner. We've tried various different ones over the years. We always come back to Lego. There are all kinds of different themed kits connected to movies or particular characters or particular interests. So there's something to suit all tastes, but I also really love having just a general set of Lego that has no specific set of instructions attached to it, that is just for complete free play. A few other types of kits we found are fantastic are slime kits. Stuff like this air dry modeling clay, where they can either follow some tips and instructions to make specific things, or they can just use it to make whatever they feel like making. They can make food, they can make little animals, they can make little characters, they can create little scenes with people. It's just really good fun. Also in this area, I would put dolls and doll houses. Now, I don't love the amount of plastic that comes with the LOL doll series, but my kids are absolutely obsessed with these. Like, they have captivated them much more than things like Barbie or any kind of like wooden dolls that they've had over the years. They just love them. So I wish that this company would cut back on the plastic, but they have built up a collection of these, and I would say they are one of those toys that the kids do come back to again and again. So in that sense, they provided us with value for money, but I don't love the amount of plastic on the packaging. Another gift idea in this area is some kind of creative making kit where they can learn a skill. So for example, if you can put together, say, a sewing kit with some fabrics, needles, tape measure, scissors, buttons, just things where they can really experiment, learning how to sew, maybe include a book with that as well, teaching them how to do it. My eldest has gotten so into knitting at the moment. Maybe if there's a relative who knows how to knit or crochet, they could make them up a kit for knitting or crocheting and agree to spend some time teaching them. I just love these kind of older skills that they're not being taught really at school very much. I think kids still do a bit of sewing in school, but not heaps. And it's just such a relaxing, practical activity. So I think that can make a really nice gift. And you can put together a knitting or a sewing kit, customizing all the colours of things that you get them for not too much money. And I just think that's like quite a fun, nice thing to do. Another toy that we've got so much use out of under this category is things like play food, a play kitchen, and also dressing up clothes. Moving on now to board games that grow with them. So any kind of board game that you can play as a family that appeals broadly across the ages. Our current favourites are Monopoly, but the junior version. We have tried to play the adult version as a family, but it takes a really, really long time to get through and the kids' attention span wanes a bit. I find that junior Monopoly, a game tends to take around about 20 to 30 minutes, which is just right. We also absolutely love Guess Who. I can remember playing Guess Who as a child and enjoying it so much. It's still just a classic. I would also add that the Orchard Toys range of kids games are really, really fantastic. There's such a huge range of games there that are really fun, different themed things. A lot of them actually will teach your kids things like maths without them actually realising that they're having to use their skills such as counting and multiplication, dealing with money. They don't realise they're learning, which I think is always really clever. Another gift for kids that I think is totally worth it is musical instruments for beginners. So instead of plastic noisemakers, opt for something real but kid-sized. Things like a ukulele or a keyboard. My kids have got so much fun out of their keyboard. Maybe a small drum or percussion set. Now, you can get electric drum kits where you can plug in some headphones so that the noise isn't driving you completely insane, or really irritating your neighbours. Next, cozy room additions. I think it's really lovely to give a gift that helps to create an inviting space rather than filling that space with loads of stuff. So things, for example, like adding a beanbag or creating a cozy reading nook with a nice reading lamp in a corner, fairy lights or light strips. Both of my kids have got light strips in their rooms that flash up different colours, and they really love putting these on, particularly at night. You can also get star projectors and night lights as well. There's all sorts of creative different kinds on the market. A framed print is another really nice way to bring colour and to personalise a child's room. This could be of a, like, say, storybook illustration for their favourite book, or connected to the music that they enjoy. Last year, we got my daughter this gorgeous Taylor Swift print, which she was so pleased with. Moving on now and moving away from stuff for a minute to experience gifts. I just love swapping stuff for memory making, and there are so many different directions you can go with this. So one option is theatre tickets, either taking them to a big West End show or maybe to a local pantomime. There's also local zoo, museum or theme park passes. I think classes are another really nice gift to give, something like, say, pottery making, or if your child is really sporty, maybe horse riding or archery lessons. And another idea is kids cinema membership, which is something that the whole family could enjoy together. Moving on to subscription gifts. I'm always trying not to allow our subscriptions to just multiply out of control. But if you can find a subscription to something that is a topic or a thing that your child is really going to devour and really love, it's a really great gift idea because it's something that they can continually enjoy throughout the year. Like something fresh is coming up every single week or every single month with a subscription gift. So some examples could be like magazines, say. So my eldest daughter gets the Week Junior every week. My youngest daughter gets the Phoenix magazine every week. And then they tend to swap and read each other's. They really enjoy these. And also connected to my first idea is that you could also get them an audio book subscription through someone like Yoto or Amazon's Audible. Another great gift idea is something practical but upgraded. So this is a fun twist on things that they actually need. I don't know if you guys have heard, I'm sure you have, of the 3 gift rule, which is something they want, something they need, something to read. There are different expansions on this. You can go to the 4 gift rule or the 5 gift rule. The message of that rule is that you look for something that they need. And I think the nice thing about buying something practical that they need is that it ticks something off a list of things that you maybe had to budget for. But if you can somehow make it a bit more exciting, get a fun twist on it, then it also makes a great gift. So some examples of this might be a personalised lunchbox or a particular type of water bottle that they've really been wanting. It could be a cozy robe or slippers with their name on them, or slippers shaped in a type of like little animal, like, you know, capybara slippers, say, that they really love. Bedding featuring their favorite book or their favorite character or their favorite singer. And cool hoodies is another one. Another way to get them something practical but also fun is to get them cool things for their school pencil case. So there are various things that they need for their pencil case, but there are now so many really sweet, fun twists on your typical boring stationery items. So these are highlighters, but that are shaped like sweeties. Those are so adorable. These here are erasers, but they're shaped like macrons. Just all of those staples that they might need for their pencil case, you can get them, but just with a really fun little twist. One of my greatest recent finds is these capybara erasers, which you push up the eraser there. Kids are just absolutely insane for capybaras at the moment, and each of these features a different capybara character looking really cute. And the final item on my list of kids gift ideas is something fun. This is an interesting category because it's one where I feel like some years I've focused in on it too much and I've bought a whole bunch of stuff just for fun, and I've lost out on things that they might use every day, such as, for example, like the audio player. But I do think it's nice to get something fun for the kids at Christmas. It's just trying to focus in on something that is actually going to be of interest to them. Kids my eldest age seem to be starting to get really into like personal care stuff. I'm pushing back on that quite a lot because I don't think children need extensive skincare. However, I'm also trying to cater for the fact that she is interested in that. So that means getting things such as bath bombs, which are really fun, like turn the water a different color, smell really nice. It means that they have a bit more fun at bath time. Some very small, simple, basic items of makeup, such as different lip balms, eyeshadow sets, and water-based nail polish. Also, this heatless curler set lets them experiment a bit with doing their hair, curling their hair, but without having to worry about them playing with any kind of heat-related gadget. And another idea in this category is roller skates, things like scooters as well, and a new bike. We got roller skates for our kids a few years ago, and honestly, they were such a big hit. The kids really, really enjoyed them, and they weren't actually too expensive. So what do you think of this list? Are any of them familiar? Do you have any to add to the list? Let me know in the comments below. And please, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. It really, really helps out the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.